Wow, 2018. You got central air.
And when we got it, because we didn't have it for so long, we were like, wow.
I'm in paradise.
Yeah. I still feel like that when I walk in the front door. I go, and the kids, oh my God, we were just kind of used to it.
Were the kids crabby?
No, they had room units. We all had room units in our bedrooms. That's it. That's the only place we had.
So you could at least get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, and it was loud, and they were got to be 20 years old. But
thank heavens for those.
Yes, it's been over 100 degrees for a week in Missoula.
Oh my God,
never gets that hot.
Here we go again,
yes.
And the wildfires again.
Yeah, it was 124 in Palm Springs last weekend.
Again,
124 in Palm Springs. Like 110 is usually or maybe in the low teens. 124.
When's it going to end? Right?
I know.
Yeah.
Because August is usually even hotter than July sometimes.
Great. There's our weather roundup. I hope we don't sound too weather obsessed because I feel like
I know.
Old people get weather obsessed.
We do. I was just going to say that's all they talk about. What's the weather going to be like tomorrow?
Well, that commercial. There's that commercial with the guy who says, "Don't be like your parents," or sort of boomer types.
Oh,
or actually not even.
yeah.
They're more like Gen Xers.
It's the insurance ad. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. That's so hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Let's get into this show. I want to start with something fun because life has been kind of very meh.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of turmoil, a lot of stuff. And I just want something silly. And I don't really have anything to bring to the table today. So I'm hoping you do. Do you?
Well, some of it's silly. Some of it's kind of serious.
Okay.
And a little controversial.
Well, which one do you want to talk about first?
They're all in the same.
Oh, they're intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
Jump in. Start. Take it away.
What we have here today, ladies and gentlemen, is the top 10 celebrities that fell apart due to some kind of action that they did.
Oh.
And some are really funny and you can remember them. Mm-hmm. And some are like the first one. Okay, it goes from the 10 to 1. So the 10th one is marginal, I would say.
Well, that's why it's number 10.
Yeah, that's exactly why it's number 10. So we'll just have to start with it because I can't just start at 9. Because 9 and 8 are pretty funny.
Okay, we'll start with, it's top 10, so start with 10.
So it's about, well, first of all, I didn't even know the Dixie Chicks changed their name to the Chicks.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Okay, do you know why?
Yeah, because
why?
They didn't want Dixie, the word Dixie invoked.
Oh, political reason.
Well, yeah, because the word Dixie connotes slavery and sort of, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, because I did not know that. I guess the Chicks opposed the war after 9/11, and they came out publicly and they said it on stage, and I guess after that there was a huge downdraft against them, and they didn't surface for a long time, because so many people were upset with them opposing the war.
I remember that.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Wow, I don't.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that, and they were out of the spotlight for years.
Yeah, years. Yeah. Like they've just resurfaced.
Yeah.
Okay, number 9. Remember when Charlie Sheen was Tiger Man?
Oh God, what was it? Tiger Blood.
Tiger Blood.
Yeah.
And it was sad but funny.
Yeah, it was definitely a mixture of both.
It was.
It was horrifying too because he was so manic. He was in it like so cocaine fueled.
Right.
Yeah.
And he had women at his house and he would do these interviews and it was crazy.
That was a crazy thing, wasn't it?
And so from 2003 to 2015, he was doing that show. There was 1.78 million viewers per show.
Oh, how come I can't remember the name? It was very successful.
Oh, I'm going to look it up right now.
And when he got kicked off because of all of his drug use, what's his name came in? The one who used to be married to Demi Moore.
Right.
God, we can't remember any names.
Oh my gosh. Or Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher, right. Yeah, he came in and he took over that role. 3 Boys and a Man? No, 3 Boys and a Man.
Yes, you're close. 2.5 Men.
That's it.
2.5 Men. Well, I never really watched the show when Charlie was on it, but I think when Ashton came on, you just couldn't.
I watched it when Charlie was on, and it was really funny. It was a good show, and the Ashton Kutcher him moving into it, even though it was a very different character, it just never really gelled.
Yeah. Those are hard shoes to fill once there's been a show on for so long. The other thing is...
Also, the kid had left.
Oh, he did, because he grew up.
Well, he grew up and he also didn't want to be affiliated with that show anymore. And I forget the exact reasons. I think there were religious roots.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah.
remember that. So here was a guy that was at the top, and he just fell from grace, but now he's making a comeback.
Yeah, fell from grace by his own hand. I see what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, number 8. You're going to remember this one. Milli Vanilli.
Oh.
The lip sync.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
They had us.
Yeah. I mean, they were just following their marching orders because that's what the record company told them was going to happen. It was only a matter of time before that was going to be exposed.
So the record company told him to lip sync?
Well, they did because their voices weren't good. So the record company said, well, we're going to dub these voices in, and then you have to carry on with the sham.
Okay.
Yeah. And the one guy, and the sad part is down the road, I don't remember which one,
Did he
took his own
himself?
life. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Because he just couldn't live with the...
Because they looked really cool, so they thought, these guys look cool. We'll, prop them up, promote them, and feed them songs, and they can lip sing. Wow. Mm-hmm. Oh,
but that was because their own voices were just not up to snuff.
Okay.
And they did. They looked... Fab Moran, I think it was one of the guys. They did. They looked great. They looked the 80s part. Mm-hmm. They were good-looking guys.
Yeah, they look like rock stars without knowing how to sing.
Yeah. So, oh boy, I remember that.
Number 7 is Paula Deen.
Oh,
Remember
butter.
Butter. She made some racial discrimination comments, and then she had to go on an apology tour forever, and I don't think she's ever really come back from that.
No,
because she was, again, at the top. She went from 0 to 60. I went to her.
And then 60 down to 0.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Folks, you got to be careful. There's cameras, there's microphones everywhere. You might even say something and your phone picks it up. So it's going to come back to haunt you. So be good, be nice, be respectful.
Yeah, it's too bad that she had those feelings to begin with. And that she voiced them was her downfall.
Mm-hmm. And I did go to her place when I was in Savannah.
Her place?
Well, she has a little lunch. She had a little lunch spot.
Oh.
That's how she started. I think it was called like the Bag Lady. Anyways, I checked it out. This one's kind of sad too. But 6 is Jussie Smollett.
Oh.
Because that happened
I don't
here.
think that's sad.
No.
I don't think that's sad
It's
at all.
disgusting.
That is disgusting. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, for him to do what he did here by setting people up to make it look like a racial attack, I have zero sympathy for that.
No, it cost the city a lot of money. And trying to find who did this when they thought there was a hate crime that really was committed. And it went on, and then there was court trials and court appearances trials. I don't know. I think he's appealing at this point again.
I doubt that he's ever paid the city for all of the work that they did to try to find the offender, of which there was not one, because he did it to himself.
Right.
The worst part for me about that is the fact that he gave a black eye to people who really have been the victims of racial discrimination and attacks and stuff like that. And he didn't do anybody any favors with that. So that just makes me angry. And you know what? You deserve it, Justin.
Right.
Jussie.
And he went on the interview circuit, remember, like right away.
Oh, I remember. And I remember
on all these TV shows. So you really believed the guy.
Well, I didn't because, and you know what? You know who else didn't?
Who?
Oprah. I saw her interview him, and I looked at her, and I looked at her in her eyes when they went to her when she was asking him point blank about stuff like that, and I went, she's not buying what he's selling. I could tell. I could tell. And I was already kind of going, a little too pat.
Oh.
And who does, I mean, how performative. He had the noose still around his neck when the police got there.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
That was a total sham.
Yeah.
Roseanne Barr, 2015, which I didn't know it was that long ago.
Yeah, that's
Controversial
right.
racial tweet against a politician. She was blackballed. The rest of her. Was
it more than just one thing, though, with her? I don't remember.
Might have been.
Well.
There was a racial comment that she made that was very nasty against a politician.
Well, hoisted by her own petard again. Yeah.
I know. It's amazing how one thing can take you down. Okay, this one, you might not know who he is. Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
He's
This
an
is
actor
recent.
in the Marvel series. In 2023, his assault with his girlfriend made more women come forward, and he got blackballed out of Hollywood right now.
Was he found guilty of all of these? Well,
Yeah. I mean, and he was, again, just really getting to the top of his acting ladder.
well, what do you expect when you do things like that are horrible to other people? I mean, come on.
It's gonna
just
get ya.
desserts.
Exactly. Okay. Army Hammer. Remember that? With his cannibalism.
I just saw him recently interviewed by Bill Maher on Club
you did?
Random with Bill Maher.
Okay.
And, he does shows. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but he does them, and they're about an hour and a half.
Oh, I have seen him. I really like how he's becoming not as much judgmental. Anyways, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think he's always looked at both sides
Right.
of everything. That's what I find appealing about Bill Maher. He doesn't spare anybody.
Okay.
And he did not spare Armie Hammer with this in this interview.
Oh.
He really probed and he brought it up. And then when they'd get sidetracked, he'd sort of circle back and bring it up again.
So did he ask him about cannibalism? And,
Oh, yeah. Oh, he asked him. Oh,
And what did he
very much
say?
so. He basically copped to just about all of it and said, yeah, man, I really went down a bad road. A lot of drugs involved and a lot of text messages that should have never been made public and other
That's
stuff.
how he got caught.
Yeah, and
Text messages.
exactly, and
Yeah.
from the girlfriend or ex or whatever, and he copped to it and said a lot of these were misinterpreted, but the ones that weren't, well, I did it, I guess, and
Ew.
he says he's broke, so
Oh, from the Arm and Hammer
yeah, but
dynasty.
He says he's not getting family money.
Okay. Well, you did it to yourself.
I mean,
Again.
there you go. That's what the list is about.
That is.
Who's next?
Kevin Spacey.
Oh,
He's number 2.
I mean, the things that he's been not just accused of, but actually indicted for or gone to. Did he go?
I don't think he served time.
Okay.
No.
But
But he's just disappeared, and he was such a good actor. It's too bad.
Over in England.
Oh, he is?
I think he's been doing London
maybe he's
theater.
dodging things and
I
not
don't
coming
know.
back here. So he's actually working?
I thought he was in London doing theater
Okay.
or something. I'm not sure. I kind of didn't follow that so much because I was so repulsed by everything.
I know. That was horrible. And then, number 1.
Uh-oh.
Do you have any idea? It's a biggie.
Wow. Let me just think. So many people have destroyed their careers and their lives by themselves. I don't know.
It's not an actor.
Not an
No,
actor.
it's sports. And
Pete Rose?
no.
I don't know. Wait, I know a thing or two about sports. I mean, I should be able to. Boy, the first one I thought was Pete Rose. I mean, that would be easy. Okay, I don't know. Who?
Lance Armstrong.
Oh,
And
yeah.
coincidentally, I listened to a podcast called Scammers. It has to do with scammers. And that was what was on the podcast today, coincidentally. So they talked about everything from like day one and his teammates and how finally one of his teammates turned on him. But I didn't know he was an alcoholic, taking drugs, like drugs other than steroids, like regular drugs.
The stuff that he would have been gotten in trouble for doping. Or
Right.
cycling. Yeah.
And for 5 years it went on. How could you say you win this race? I guess, I don't know. It's crazy.
A lot of people say that about a lot of things. Yeah.
7 consecutive he won 7 consecutive Tour de France's.
Yeah. Well, he had
On
help,
drugs.
didn't he? Yeah.
I mean, how could you do that? Like fool the whole world.
He was very canny.
Wow. People really liked him.
And not to mention what he did to Sheryl Crow. So
that's right.
I already thought he was kind of
broke
a
up with his
dirtbag anyway.
wife and doping for years. He ran a doping ring. He also ran the ring.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He was stripped of all his winnings and he's had a lifetime ban. Well, that makes sense. And he was also on Oprah.
Wait, he ran a doping ring and nobody came forward, or maybe that's how he got busted. Somebody finally came forward.
Yeah, one of his teammates did. That was also doping.
Wow.
Who got caught.
Oh, so he turned him in.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay. Well,
So, I mean, even just to walk around today, how could you hang your head high? You know what I mean?
I do. I do know what you mean, but you're an honorable person, and that's not how you conduct your life, but not everybody is like that.
Right. Well, you are too. But
I
I just couldn't
try,
even
but-
sleep at night. Like,
No.
I little things, if I feel weird about, I'm like, oh, I get stressed out about dumb things. When I look at this list, I go, whoa.
It's so egotistical and narcissistic to think that you're not going to get caught or the people aren't going to find out the things that
Right.
you do. And that's trouble with a lot of people who have those particular personality disorders. Very egotistical.
Yeah.
You can lie and lie and lie. And I'm glad he got caught because I think that was a really crummy thing.
Yeah. It damaged the sport. And some honorable mentions.
Oh, good.
Will Smith.
Oh my gosh. I'm surprised he didn't make the top 10,
I
although
know.
that was just one incident. And these
Right.
other people kind of did a lot of
Yeah.
other things. Well, except for Roseanne. But wow. Yeah, Will Smith.
Yeah. He's kind of making a comeback. He's in
Yeah,
a
he is.
movie.
Yeah.
I was like, good, because I did always like him as an actor.
Very much.
I liked him as a person.
Yeah.
He's so good at his craft. And I really respected him because he never really got into trouble. You know, maybe with his wife, there was open marriage or whatever.
He let his domestic situation influence his other behavior.
Yeah.
He really did because
It seems like he just snapped.
well, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He probably feels pretty stupid about that now.
Yeah, no kidding. And there was one other honorable mention.
This list actually, you could make this list the top 100.
I know.
There's
Fall
so
from
many.
grace.
But these are good ones, I got to say. Really juicy. And this is kind of distracting for me. I like it.
I can't remember what my other one was, but I guess you could say Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, you could definitely say Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my. That was, Maria. God, she put on such a great face, a bold face. Like, she's still been cordial about it. They still get together as a family. I think that's really important to both of them.
Yeah.
But my God.
Good for her that she
Yeah.
can do that.
I know.
I mean, she probably secretly still seethes, and probably there's a part of her that really hates his guts.
Right,
you
right.
know?
Exactly.
But, you do what you got to do to get through the situation, and good for her. I don't know how she does it, but all those Kennedy women, she's just from a long line of Kennedy women who have been done dirty.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we can wrap it up. We can come back with another topic.
I think let's wrap it up.
Okay.
I would like to just have this be a standalone.
Okay.
I like this because it's just a good mind eraser.
It is a good mind eraser because you think
Yeah.
you have a bad day. These people have bad lives.
Well,
The rest of their life is kind of
but it's
suck.
all their own fault.
It is.
Which is really the best thing.
Right.
It's not like something happened to them. They happened to themselves. Mm-hmm. On that note, thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram.
Something to think about.
Yeah. And mind your manners.
I agree.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by Holly Caulfield. Holly also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, ladieswhoquestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.